I've learned that believing it's creating. Like if you really believe you can make the best album that you can in a short period of time, you can. You just need to work and believe. Hello everyone, I'm Beto Cuevas and I'm with SoundExchange.
Your latest album, Acústico, is a live album. What made you want to create this live album, and how did you choose what was going to be on it?
To be honest, this Acústico album is an homage to the famous MTV Unplugged we recorded with Lale in 2001. So it's kind of an homage album, and that's why we retake some classic songs from that album. But we added some songs from my solo journey and some others that we didn't record in that album. So it's a bit different, but it's also different because it's been launched in 2025, and I mean we can hear it in Dolby Atmos, which is an immersive kind of sound. So it makes it a bit different, but it's a great experience. And now I'm beginning a tour all over Latin America and the US with this album, so I'm very happy.
What went into the selection for the track list?
I wanted to give the songs that the fans want to hear. So obviously I had a lot of those in there, but I also wanted to revisit some B-sides, if you want to call it that way. But this also is an album that is a living album in a way that during the tour that I'm doing, I'm also adding songs that were not recorded in the album, but it's part of the concept. So it's an ongoing, growing album, and it's very fun to play because, sometimes during rehearsals, we may have songs that we play in one concert and maybe not in the other, and then we add a new one, and that it's very dynamic and it's fun to play because it's not always the same thing.
You recorded this album at the Telethon Theater in Chile.
Yes.
What was the significance behind that, and what does that space mean to you?
Well, we recorded it there because it was an available place, because when we recorded this album, we were still during the pandemic. So actually, I can tell you a little thing we did, because most of the people had masks during the recording, and when we were editing the whole content, I didn't really like to see everybody with masks, because it puts the album in a certain period of our lifetimes. So we started recording audiences from other concerts that we did after, and then we put it there in the final cut. And it would have been a pandemic album, and I wanted it to be more timeless in a way.
Your music is also, very timeless. That you've been someone who's helped influence and shape the sound of Latin rock. What does legacy mean to you, and how have you been able to preserve that longevity in your career?
Well, that's a good question. I don't know. I mean, you just do what comes out of your heart, and you try to do it in a professional way, so it can meet some certain standards. You don't really think about being a legacy or being a classic or being an icon when you do stuff like that. And I hope I never feel like that, because when you do, it's almost like the ending of your career. And I still want to do new things, and I want to keep on exploring my musical possibilities.
How do you go about that, continuously innovating and looking for new things? Like, what drives that?
I guess like everybody, I mean, you need to be updated with what's out there now, what's new. But I also go back in time and listen to stuff that I maybe didn't pay much attention before. And that's how I pretty much go about, feeding myself with inspiration And what I do also when I'm home, I try to at least dedicate 3 to 4 hours a day just playing guitar and trying to convey some ideas. And I have so many songs. I don't want to say where, but it's my phone. But I record a lot of songs with my guitar, and I like finishing my songs. In the past, I used to procrastinate a lot. Not anymore. Now if I have a good idea, I just work, the more I can, and I finish it. And eventually you can polish it, sure. But I'd like finishing material, to be able to produce that. So that's what I do. And that's, I guess, my way of keeping up with my work and my new songs and everything.
How many things are in your vault versus?
I haven't counted them, but I have a lot of material. Sure, some are better than others, but overall, I think I have a very good, consistent material. And those that have a star are the ones that I think have more possibilities of becoming final songs.
You've worked in a couple of different environments in music, from like bands to solo. What have you learned about yourself as a musician through all the different avenues?
I've learned that believing it's creating. Like, if you really believe you can make the best album that you can in a short period of time, you can. You just need to work and believe. There's so much things that stimulate us every day. You turn on your phone and you see so many things that are there, and sometimes you just need to cut ties with that and just go deeper in your thoughts and your emotions. And I love art. So, for example, before arriving to New York, we decided with my wife to come here a few days before this whole conference, so we can enjoy the city. We went to the Met. We went to see art. So I think all those things are nutrients to whatever you can create eventually.
Talking about creating, you said art, but you also explore entertainment in a lot of other ways. You act. You were also a coach on The Voice. What is advice that you have for others looking to explore outside of just music in the entertainment space?
This is going to be a very quick answer. Mm-hmm. Fake it till you make it.
How did these experiences feed back into your work as a musician?
I'm a big movie lover. I've always loved acting since I was really young, even before I thought I was going to become a musician and a singer. I just realized one day that, I only have this life to be able to make my dreams come true. So, yeah, I wanted to act, and I started reading about it. Obviously, I took some lessons. I had good teachers, and I understood that acting, for example, was something that could be done as long as you don't think too much about it. Like, if you think too much about acting, then you're not acting. Acting is really reacting. It's listening, reacting. So I started playing, like, I remember when I was a kid and I used to play cowboys and Indians. When you're playing as a kid, you're really into the role, invested in the role, and you're not thinking that you are who you are, pretending to be that. You just are. And I think that's the beauty about acting. It's just becoming, because you're enjoying the process. Even if you play a bad guy, like I did in a movie, I was a vicious bad guy, but it was fun to do. And I was super nice in between the takes, which was weird for a lot of the other actors, because they were very much into the method and they needed to, stay in character. I respect that, obviously, but I was back to being me. And I think part of the talent of acting is knowing what the way in and the way out of the character is, because if you get in and you don't know how to get out, that could be dangerous. But besides that, it's just having fun. So, I studied art. And I paint since I was a kid, and draw. And I don't know if I'm the best painter in the world, but when I do it, I think I am. And I do it with that attitude. And that makes me do some stuff that looks beautiful. And, in some others, I guess it's the same thing for it must have been the same thing for Picasso. I'm sure some things he did not like everything. But I remember an interview that he did where they asked him, where do you get the inspiration from? And he answered, he said, I don't know where inspiration is, but when it catches me, I hope I'm working. So I guess it's all about that. It's about working and repetition. And as a musician, the more you rehearse, the more you repeat, the better you get at it.
Yeah, I was about to say, it seems like all three of those mediums have very similar commonalities with how you approach it.
Correct.
And the last question I have for you is, throughout your career, what is the best or worst piece of advice that you've received?
I mean, the best piece of advice is don't think too much about it. Just go for it. It's like, if you decide to be ballsy and jump of a plane on a parachute, once you're there, it's too late to think about it. You just got to go for it. I did it once, only once. Once was enough. And the worst advice, it's probably give in to fear. When something frightens you, that's the way to go. If something, if you feel more comfortable with one road than the other, I think the comfortable road, it's not the way to go. Never. It's always the one that makes you uncomfortable, because fear exists only to face it and conquer it. If you give in to fear, then you lost the game, and you lost the opportunity to learn something new. Because it's okay to fall, it's okay to make a mistake, it's okay to go to an audition and don't get the role. I mean, most of the time it's going to be like that. But once you're going to go to an audition and you're going to do something that they like, and you're going to get the role. So I guess that's just the way it is.